best dress, all black Louis hoodie, 12,000. They got a problem, slide down. Got enough shots to go around. Ashley and Paul, ball hard, take it on the neck, never calm down. They get a bond, we gonna get them, tell them free my boys. We need smirk back in the trenches, tell them free the boys. Contract with the streets, you told, now that's null and void. I drop a quarter ticket at the right, get me annoyed. I was locked up with some who said that shit won't work. Then they got out on the same after all that crying and cursing. Ain't with me when I was broke, so right now what's your purpose? This I'm about to say next, it go for any person. If you press my buttons, that's what you gon' get hit with, ain't no discussion. No, they really feel like you. Soon as you get up, they love you, need you, always wanna see you. You thinking it's hard to tell the real, me too. You been giving more than you been getting, me too. You wanna see everybody with me,
Oh, that was Saudi. What? Halliburton. What? Started walking up to the front like he was about to get that shit.
No, he ain't carry that damn game, man. He know damn well he ain't carry that game.
But they compared it to the Drewski Joe for the celebrity game. Yo.
What's up, man?
What's y'all? How you feeling?
Yo, what's good?
I'm good right here.
Huh?
I'm good right here.
Yeah, we good.
Got my man Nas in the building.
What's up? What's going on?
How your week, bro? How was your week?
Oh, man. Week was busy, man, but look, I can't even complain, man. Life is beautiful right now. It's been a good year so far. Definitely blessed. Definitely blessed.
Can't beat that. Shit. Niggas is checking out.
Shit is crazy in the city right now, man. That shit at Lemon Hill last weekend was just like insane.
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, that is.
Yeah, we ain't get into that. Yeah, I seen a couple. I seen the
Man shooting his head.
Yeah.
Bro, that's why you can't go, like, we don't go everywhere. Like, that shit is crazy. It ain't funny, but it's like, yo, niggas just.
I don't think there's nothing you can do about it though.
Yeah, I mean.
That many people around, that shit start going.
Niggas just probably bumped into somebody was up with, and it was just like.
They ain't even see like how it started and now.
Everybody be thinking. It's funny when you sit around like, yo, if this happened, I would have did this.
Nah. Survival kicking. Sure,
you already hit, gang.
Yeah, because you don't expect it to happen.
Yeah, you already hit, dog. Like,
in situations like that, just like your instincts, and you can't say it's like how I would handle this situation, because once them instincts kick in, them survival instincts, it's just like it's different. You don't even think, you just react to that shit.
Not even that. If you part of the crowd, there's only but so much you could do. Exactly. You don't even know where the shit coming from.
Yo, I would have got under the. You trampled already. They had already niggas trampled you out. Like, you know.
You know what's crazy though?
You don't even know how you ended up
them
on
type
the ground.
of Jones. That's how people be getting shot in like weird spots though. When they just shooting like, you ever see like people?
South Street. Remember South Street used to go down like that.
Yeah, like
but motherfuckers used to start running from the cops. I did used to just dip off into like a little store entrance. But other than that, I didn't watch motherfuckers get their head fucking kicked and shit.
I got caught in some shit like that one time. It was 4th of July. I think it was 2014, 2015. It was at the concert down there. That was the year Nicki Minaj was down there.
Right.
And I was down there with my girl, my homie, and his girl and whatnot. And we just watching the show. I remember, too, like, vividly. It was when she was doing Pills and Potions. And we just vibing out, you know, at the show and shit. Next thing you know, you just see a wave of niggas just running away in our direction. So we start running. Her goofy ass falls. I got to pick her up. Luckily, she only weighed like 90 pounds or whatever, so it didn't take that much to lift her up. And I'm literally like trying to carry her, getting her on her feet so she could start running again. We make it to the gas station up there on Fairmount, and then next thing you know, we hear gunshots ring out. We had to start running again.
Yeah. I remember that shit because I remember somebody got the footage of that shit. Mm-hmm. It was right there and there on like, what was that, 18th? Like around that area, like where the basically, you know where that little fountain is before you get to the
park
museum. It was like around that area. I seen that shit. Somebody was recording from their balcony. I said, damn.
Could you imagine that though? You live in them nice joints down there, and all this fucking hood shit go that's crazy.
That's why boys South Street Sam started his
platform.
Yeah, because remember the mass shooting on South Street where the two boxing boys was fighting and they started shooting each other.
Oh yeah, that was outside of Lorenzo's, right? Yeah, I remember that.
Boxing boys had beef and shit like this had to be back.
That's a couple summers ago.
Yeah, it wasn't that long ago. It was definitely after the pandemic.
They fought already, but then one of them just
like officially fought, or they just
fought
on
in
South
the street.
Street. Oh,
in the street. Yeah.
Nigga went back, grabbed a gun off of nigga. He just went for his waist and just grabbed that shit.
Started dumping that shit.
But when he shot at him, niggas up the street thought that they was shooting at, so they
two young boys. They started shooting. Yeah, they
that
had
they direction.
shit to do with it.
Two different situations just connected. Like,
I remember it.
like, oh, look at them three niggas shooting at us. They shooting at each other. So they just started shooting that back down the street.
Way,
yeah, like
go out like that.
And then they
if you get
caught
locked up. It's on you.
Yeah,
they caught the young boys. Like I think they was hiding out down south somewhere with the same gun still on them though.
motherfuckers retarded.
Dumb shit.
Motherfuckers really retarded.
Travel that shit. That's crazy.
And then that's even worse because then you boarded across state lines, so that's a whole another charge.
Mm-hmm. You know what? Yeah, that was summer of 2022. Yeah, summer of 2022 when that happened. Yep. Because I think was it Lorenzo's or Jim's? Jim's had just opened back up.
Yeah, from burning down.
Yeah, from the fire. And then that shit
Insurance
happened.
job.
Damn.
Definitely was an insurance job.
Because then they opened up another job.
right next door.
He was telling me about Angelo's. I never had a steak from that joint.
Bro, you gotta get the Angelo's.
I had a steak from there.
You gotta get down there.
What's that? Where that's at?
Knife
Right
and
there,
Fist
Knife-
Water.
yeah,
Knife and Fist Water. Like you got like
Like
literally
2 blocks before South.
right there across the street from where the park's at. Like you gotta order your cheesesteak like 2 hours in advance because there's always a crazy line out there, but it's worth it though. It's like the best cheesesteak I've ever had in my life.
See?
And I live right down the street from Skinny Joey's, so I go down to Skinny Joey's a lot.
I ain't had that joint yet. They ain't even packed like that even no more, right?
No, not like when it first opened up. Like
You go when it's a game or something?
Probably.
yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, for a Phillies game, it's gonna be crazy down there. But
I heard they wing good.
I
yeah, the
had,
wings is good.
I don't like them big
You
ass
know what?
like steroid chicken
I had
wings.
what you call it last night. That's probably the best Chinese food in the city. What's that shit on China House?
Yeah, but shot right.
No, you gotta go to New Leaf.
Ain't nothing like it, bro.
I'm trying to tell you,
I'm
look.
stamping that.
Was it shot right? Shot right, John?
It's near it's a 7-Eleven near 24th Street and all that.
Yeah.
China House, yeah, they moved.
Oh yeah. I know,
They
I know
moved
the
from
joint
where you
you're
talking about.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. It's in the shot right here. It's on the it's facing the street
I grew
now
up
and
on
shit.
China House. I
Yeah.
grew up on China House. They not over New Leaf.
I don't even know what that is.
New Leaf is on many up.
I never
Main
heard
Street.
of that.
Nah, fuck all of them, bro. Peking duck,
What's
knife and race down in Chinatown.
Oh, of course they
I
gonna
think I
have.
heard of that.
Yeah. That's best Chinese food I
Oh, you just had, but no, that's your first time.
Really?
Like,
I'm
China.
No,
talking
it ain't my
about
first
What
time.
you
I've
have?
been,
You like sushi and shit too, so you would like New Leaf. They got the sushi.
I get the General Tso's shrimp, wings, and fried rice every time.
Nigga threw the hate out the window. Said, "Fuck it."
For that, yeah, that shit
nah,
over.
nah, that shit different though, bro. It is. It's,
Split that joint. We split that joint.
no, it's crazy. What time y'all went yesterday?
What time was it? It was probably like 2.
They got
3 something.
John now. Like, see, our China House right here is a stand. City Hibachi, right, bro. That shit was crazy, bro.
I've seen that on TikTok.
Bro,
I seen
nigga, bro,
that
that
joint fire.
the steak,
I
chicken, and
was-
shrimp. Little nigga made it. I said, yo, bro, and he in a small ass quarter, bro. Bro, that shit is
A wool
crazy.
truck, bro.
Bro, he like, yo, take this joint when it's done beefing. I'm like, he about to take his time. That nigga said, bro, the joint, I ain't gonna lie, bro, it's like $30, but the joint is like, damn, it is big, bro. Like, you don't even eat that shit in one setting. Like,
Yo, let me ask you a question. I just had this argument like about a month ago. So I met this chick, right? We was talking. We was about to go out to dinner.
what?
I was thinking the
No, yeah.
I gotta
Here we go. Let's go. Let's
Wait,
get
no.
into it.
All right, look, we in there. We in there.
All right.
She was black, all right?
Oh.
She was black. So anyway, she wanted to go to this hibachi joint over like by Dufferin Mall. I was like, cool. Now it just so happened that week I was on TikTok and I seen this video, boy and this girl, they out hibachi joint, boy doing
Right.
chef doing this thing or whatever, this at the third. This nigga take the joint, like the squirt joint with sake in it and pour it in Shorty's mouth.
He tried to do that to Spud.
He tried.
Yeah,
the
he
bowl-
tried.
But the sake joint was the bull. It was a bull, like a little
Pissing,
statue
yeah.
pissing.
Oh hell
Yeah.
no! But like in the video, Shorty got her mouth like wide open, tongue out and everything, just taking it like she taking a facial, like straight up on the joint, and boy just sitting there looking at her like this, like you could just tell that nigga was hurt. His feelings was hurt. You know what I mean? So I was like, I mentioned that to her, right? just like on some casual conversation type shit. And she was like, well, what's wrong with that? I was like, what you mean? What's wrong with that? Everything's wrong with that. That's disrespectful. So she was like, well, if they did that with me and you was out together, what you gonna do? It's like you paying for your own fucking food. That's what
some shit.
So would you rather that or the shrimp?
Neither. No. That's not cool. Like, all right, I get it. He's a chef. It's part of a performance and all that other shit.
It's part of the experience.
Yeah, she tried to hit me with that shit. I was like, no. You could experience the whole joint without that part, and it ain't going to fuck it up. It's like you're not having a motherfucker put shit in your mouth while you sit right next to me, and then expect me to pay. Like, no, I'm not doing that. It's like, I'm good for like, because I've done this shit before. We out on a date and you on your phone the whole fucking time talking to somebody. I was like, all right, yeah, I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. And I fucking leave.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I left like a couple bitches with a check before.
Even notice until it like...
Maybe like 20 minutes later, started calling me, cursing me out. They said it there, I ain't got enough money to pay for this. That's your fucking
he behind the dash of it's crazy.
No, because like you ain't just going to disrespect me when we out in public like that. Like I would never disrespect. Like I don't even care if you my girl, first date or whatever like that. I ain't going to disrespect you like that by like giving another female no type of attention or anything like that. This, that, and third while I'm with you. So I ain't gonna tolerate you doing that shit with me. Like,
you gotta tell him. Remember you told me the young chick story. Remember you took her out and the bitch she tried asking for money. Like told him it wasn't gonna work out. You tell it better. Now go ahead, now you tell it better.
So I met this Sean. Where the fuck was I?
White or black?
She was black. Y'all about to see why I date white women, okay? Because all these horror stories is with black women. Right? And don't get me wrong, I'm not knocking black. I love black women. I was raised by a black woman, but shit, I won't fucking date them. I tell you that much. Like no. Yeah. So I met this shit. I'm at work. We was talking for like a week. Everything was good or whatever. Take her out for our first date. All right. So she made me wait for like an hour. Like everybody do that. That ain't nothing. But she came out right. She just had on some like generic ass jeans, some fucking corny ass flip flops, and a t-shirt that she didn't even bother to iron, and her hair wasn't even done. Like I could literally see the tracks in Shorty's hair. Now when I met her, she was like, damn, like on dressed to the fucking nine. She was downtown shopping, so she wanted attention. She came out with me looking like, I don't know, she was just sitting in the crib smoking an L. Then like, so she didn't give a fuck about the date. I was like, all right, she didn't put no effort into her appearance. She don't really care about this. Why? Earlier throughout the week, throughout our conversations, obviously, I told her how old I was. I'm 38. She was 25. So I ain't think nothing of it. She didn't say anything about it at the time either. So we went out, kept it simple, Dave and Buster's. That's like a $40 to $60 date. You know what I mean? So if it go left, I don't feel like I took a loss. It's a cheap-ass date, whatever. So literally, we're eating, everything was cool, and then like literally right when I asked for the check, she tells me, it's like, yeah, I don't know about how this is going to work out. I was like, what you mean? It's like, well, because of the age gap. I was like, oh, okay, I'm too old for you. She's like, well, I was like, listen, that's how you feel, sweetheart. Like, that's cool, that's fine. You know, I had a nice evening. Hope you did too. Took her home, gave her a hug, and it's like, cool, I'm too old for you. That's fine. I ain't tripping on that. About 2 weeks later, I have not talked to this girl for 2 weeks. Ain't text her, she ain't text me, nothing. It was like, and I ain't had no hard feelings towards it. She hits me up at like 11:30, 12 o'clock on a Saturday night talking about she missed her train on the way home from work. Can I cash app her $50 to get a fucking Uber home? I was like, you know what? You know what? Like, to tell you the truth, sweetheart, I think I'm too old to be giving you money. And she's like, oh, you motherfucker, this, that, the third. All y'all care about is pussy. Like, I haven't even, like...
Pussy didn't even come up.
It didn't even come up. I ain't even, like, make an attempt to have sex with you yet. You talking about pussy. Like, no. Like, you, like, no.
Nah, so we call that crumbing. Like, that was just some...
nasty work.
Yeah, you just...
Scrambling.
She got a free
What did he say?
scrambling,
Scraping.
I couldn't believe like she literally had the audacity to come ask me for some money. Like I guess because she thought I'm old, she thought I was trick daddy or some shit like that. Like I was going, she was gonna be a sugar baby or something.
The older motherfuckers be out of the loop and be green.
Yeah, nah, I'm not that bold, man. I'm not. And I remember like coming up, even when I was a young boy in high school, like I'll be in ninth grade and shit. Girls in the same grade as me. niggas that's like 21, 22 coming to pick them up after school.
Black always say
We
that
talk about that shit all the time.
And they hype about it.
Crown Vic, all types of
They hype. It's like, oh yeah, my boyfriend in college or my boyfriend this, that, the third. It's like
your
that.
boyfriend's a rapist.
Yeah, that's not your boyfriend. That's not your boyfriend.
Street
That's your abuser.
If they go to school,
Your boyfriend is a rapist. Most girls lost their virginity to rapists. That's the crazy part.
That is crazy. It's like, yo, you're not
Oh,
being
you
dated.
praying.
You're being groomed, shorty. Like,
Yeah, you've been preyed on. Real shit.
It's crazy. We was looking at a joint, blacks in it. You can talk about a Chad tweet and shit like that, and that shit was just, bro. That was a great response. Well thought out
Talk about the
response.
joke when he said something about like a cock carousel. You riding a cock carousel or some shit.
yeah, no. The context behind it was so women are women get to like between like that 35 and 45, and they beautiful. They still beautiful, but they've had their way with their beauty. You get what I'm trying to say? As far as getting who they want and what they wanted, and when they had the opportunity,
you basically can be cougar.
they had the opportunity to be with what they want now 20 years ago, but they chose the street niggas. They chose the scammers. They chose the rap niggas. The niggas
Going
who
clubbing every night type shit.
the niggas who didn't take them serious in the beginning because you was just chasing money. So now the dialect now is at once they get 35 or 45 is no, it ain't just money. We want you to be emotionally sound and loving and this, that, and the third. And niggas is like, well, you wasn't into that 10, 20 years ago.
10, 20
You
years
was that
ago.
before you turned us into
Yeah.
a dog. Like,
No, not you.
Because
You
some
overlook
motherfuckers
niggas.
go off the deep end with that shit.
So the context now is when people point that out, it's like, yo, they get it. So the context was, yo, these chicks get the same age and they start saying the same shit. Oh, it's not money now. It's not, we want this, that, and the third now. Well, the shit you asking for didn't cost nothing now and it didn't cost nothing back then. The only difference is you 10, 12,
Years
you
past
know
your prime.
who's in. You know what I'm saying? When you was dealing with XYZ openly,
When did bitches' dreams stop being that like fairy tale wedding shit and all that?
Yeah, you don't hear that shit no more.
social
yeah,
media.
they definitely don't.
So I think it's society and social media, the shit
Yeah.
that's pushed into that feminism shit. And all
Why
that.
get married when you could just get rich?
Like I seen a video of the boy Corey Holcomb.
Yeah.
He was like y'all get sold this agenda from motherfuckers that's trying to divide the village. Basically saying like they trying to make women, especially black women, make it feel like they don't need a man and all that type of shit. That's
So-
we don't niggas ain't shit. All
So
that type
when me and
shit.
Chad was pointing it out, they say, they was like, women can't learn. It's like, yeah, y'all can learn, but it take y'all that long to learn. I mean, why it always when y'all get to 35, 40,
Bro, women can't learn that's no accountability right there. Like it's hard to be
we
like
learn from our experiences.
Yeah.
That's cool, but we
That's
still
usually the age
we
when
don't
people get set in their ways.
that don't mean overlook it. Like we from this neighborhood, right?
Yeah.
Let's say a woman, she was beautiful. She beautiful now. She was beautiful back then. But 10, 15 years ago, you knew the type of men she was dealing with. It ain't your type. Money aside, you just knew he was a nigga who just wasn't going to be around.
And it's not only that.
He get locked up. He die. He get locked up. He die. We our age now. The only thing left is
us.
you, and here she comes. So it's like I ain't even your type.
I'm your fallback plan.
Yeah,
So you ain't
yeah.
So when
You
not even
start
that,
going-
not
Exactly,
even that,
exactly.
it's a turn off now because it's like I already know how you are.
Exactly.
That's a turn off. So all the shit you saying matters to you, matters to me too. I just don't see the value in yourself.
But what if it mattered to you? What mattered to you mattered 15 years ago
It
too,
did.
though.
No, that's what I'm saying.
And then they go from bouncing around, but now y'all relationship gurus added too. Now y'all using y'all popularity to tell other women what marriage was you in? What happy relationship was you in?
Yeah, it's basically the blind leading the blind. It's like, how the fuck you gonna get relationship advice and you can't keep one you got yourself?
And us as men, all us in this joint, you know, if she do all that and then she wait and get to us, like you said, we was around back then. I don't be blaming niggas when they had a way and keep it going. Then that's how we get the narrative like all niggas the same and shit like that. Like no,
that's basically the motherfuckers that only talk shit when they winning, basically. Like you had the ball back then, but you didn't carry it with grace. And they'll look at you. Scrambling and scraping.
Yeah, and it's always the same age, 35 to 45.
no, but that that Chad, his tweet though, that shit sent it though. Like how, like he broke that shit down. Like this, y'all like this
I don't
because
got it
this.
in my phone.
And we need to break that down because they say women mature faster than men, right?
Yeah.
Why don't
Why don't that count?
Why don't y'all emotionally mature? You know what I'm saying? How, in which way do y'all mature? Because I'm confused. Like it's a specific way, but it's different ways you can mature and not mature. And I just feel like they be.
I mean, like a lot of women, it's like their brains are literally warped from like their experiences in life. You know, like with us, a lot of us are warped. Like guys aren't start off as dogs. Most of them turn into dogs after being hurt and whatnot. So with women, you understand, basically every dude that ever talked to them since they was 12 years old wanted to fuck them. So a lot of that stuff goes into their head and whatnot. And then
a lot of women think because a lot of men might lust over them or want to fuck them means that they want them.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Hold on, I'm gonna break it
So
down.
that's where the emotional immaturity comes in at because it's like y'all don't realize yet that y'all don't know how to depict between the two. Mm-hmm. And then it goes back. It can go back to that conversation.
So a girl, listen. This is what happened. A
shit
girl
about a baby
tweeted.
dad
A girl
and shit.
tweeted something about wanting a man to not provide, but just be there, emotionally sound, and all that. And somebody pulled up one of her old tweets saying, "Drug dealer boyfriends be mad fun, randomly spoiling you, shopping sprees, giving you money for no reason." Like, wow, I love it here. So now she's a relationship guru now. So they saying this was 6 years ago, and then somebody else tweeted, "If a woman dated drug dealers in the past and no longer wants to date those kind of guys, why isn't it that viewed as accountability and learning from her previous decision?" So Chad, off the top rope, said, "Our answer, don't use men of substance or men you once saw as squares as a soft place to land once the street niggas made a mockery of you. Women of all races dedicate their best years to men with no plan and no clear intentions for anything other than taking them to the pound town. And once they're done riding the cock carousel, the career men with 401ks suddenly become more appealing. They were appealing the whole time, but women be so blinded by bullshit they can't get out of their own way. So no, it's not maturity, it's manipulation. If you didn't see them at all before, how do you suddenly see them now with 2020 vision? Furthermore, it's always around the same age women miraculously come to this conclusion that they were doing it wrong."
perfect example of that. This was like a couple years ago. Michael B. Jordan, he was on the red carpet, one of his movies or whatever like that, and the girl interviewing him, they actually used to go to school together.
I remember that.
And like from the rip, she was like all on his dick, all starry-eyed and everything like that. And then he just told her, he's like, "Oh yeah, I was the nerd, right?
The corny nigga.
Yeah, the corny nigga, right?" It said it third, and she tried to like, cop and please, like, no, I didn't say it, but like that is like a clear example of that right there.
That's why I'm mad Kevin Samuels died. Because Kevin Samuels was the one like yo.
But he died not living what he rap about.
Yeah, but what he was preaching was right.
How did he die? I forgot about it.
Heart attack.
Okay.
Fucking with a young bitch in a hotel somewhere.
Damn.
I at least want them men to talk like that to at least have
Something to back it.
Yeah.
have some stability in your life. Like, that's one thing with them red pill niggas. Y'all still playing. It's playing on both sides. If you a man at a certain age, you still running through bitches, it's playing. We gotta keep it fair. Mm-hmm. Y'all niggas should at least have wives. Like, no, women should do this, and then you paying to the right? And then your wife on what you on. That's more than y'all just going to war with them hoes. Like, you know what I'm saying? At least at the end of the day, we gotta buckle it down.
But he used to keep shit real with the niggas too, though.
Yeah, but it was on player shit.
No, it was on some.
I think that's how
It was
it
on
started
some.
out.
A lot of times, a nigga will come. Niggas will come on the joint on his like platform.
Yeah, he was telling niggas come
Yeah,
correct.
but niggas be realistic.
Yeah,
Women got that whole like for instance, he'll line the questions up to where it's like, who do you think Beyonce is a 9 or it's like, what do you think she ranks on the scale of 1 to 10 just off looks? They'll say 10. They'll say Rihanna is a 9 or 10, and then he'll say, how do you see yourself? She said, well, I see myself as a 10. I'm gonna say I'm a 10. It's like, so you saying you as bad as Beyonce or Rihanna? And then they'll be like, well, no. It's like, so what do you see yourself? You know what I'm saying? And that mindset, that same exact mindset goes into women picking a nigga that raps or a nigga that sell drugs over a nigga that's like Earl the plumber, who you could be perfectly happy with.
This is my thing. Another thing, I seen one of the chicks ask you like, a 9-to-5 guy don't always mean he a good guy, right?
Yeah, true.
But he not going to jail no time soon. Yeah. Ain't nobody gonna blow his fucking head off at a red light. Y'all like that dumbass shit. Not y'all, as most of y'all, but when y'all that age, y'all like that dumbass shit. So it ain't about a 9-to-5 guy. He can be a piece of shit. He could be playing the same game they playing, but.
And I feel like a lot of them, I feel like there is a double standard when it comes to things, because niggas can do all the shit like had that run. You know what I'm saying? Like that little run when you like 17 to like 28, 26ish.
And doing what?
Just doing bullshit, but it's like women can't do that same thing.
As far as what?
Like running through shit or going on, you know what I'm saying? Like out there in the mix, having that type, you know what I'm saying?
Because value depreciates.
Their value is held to a different standard than men's, because at the end of the day, and it's not even a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing.
Y'all held more up on the pedestal.
Yeah.
That's how it should be, though.
Like that's what I mean by men can be equal to women, but it's different. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different roles. It's different. People could be equal, but not be the same. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, in the household, there's equal roles, I feel like, but the roles are different.
Yeah.
So I feel like that feminist, it started with that feminist shit, bro. I'm going to keep it a bean. Mm-hmm. Because you start making women feel like they don't need a man.
And it's older women that who should, like, already had that shit together.
Yeah, you should already know better. But, like I said, they breaking them. The village, like our people, is already divided and conquered, because we the only motherfuckers that be having these gender war conversations. And it all starts from accountability. Yeah, but this conversation all the time.
Yeah, but that tweet was
spot on.
Yeah.
Ain't no getting around that. That's, you got to see that, John. Like, it ain't no, like, it was no flaw in that tweet. Like, if you just didn't agree with that, you owe something, you just no accountability. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're wrong.
I mean, there's just double standards are just, they're always going to be double standards in the world between men and women, people in general. Like, it's just the way it is, you know? And like my man was saying, it's like, it's separate, but it's still like equal. Yeah. You know what I mean? They still have like that value.
Like, y'all say men ain't shit. Why do y'all not want to be shit with us?
And then, like, we talk about accountability. You say men ain't shit. It's like, all right, maybe the men you fuck with ain't shit. But what is it about you that attracts ain't shit men? It might be some shit about you that's like, you know what I mean?
Trauma that you need to go through.
Exactly.
And I feel like everybody, you can only use trauma to a certain extent, as an excuse to a certain extent. Because after a while, it's like, all right, you choosing to let your trauma deal with you instead of you dealing with your trauma. And it's showing in your life.
I feel as though once you're aware of it or made aware of it, it's rather you choose to do something about it or not to do something about it. You know what I mean? Because there's been plenty of times where I've been in relationships with somebody and it's like, you know, I've been to therapy. I've been in and out of therapy. You know what I mean? Because I understand that, like, you know, I have like severe, like legit trauma, stuff that I went through as a kid that still affects me to this day as a grown ass man. Yeah. And, you know, and I address these things and I do like try and work through them. Like sometimes they surface. Hell yeah, they definitely do. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's not the trauma's fault. It's mine. I take accountability for all of the shit that I do, right, wrong,
you gotta realize that you are not your trauma. Trauma is just something you went through. You don't have to live in it. And I feel like a lot of people nowadays, they go through fake therapy on Instagram just by watching videos and then self-labeling themselves and then living in that label instead of saying, this label was meant to make me aware of something, not to keep me in them borders. You know what I'm saying?
I'm reading the responses and they just repeating themselves. Why can't you change? You can change, but that don't mean,
bro,
somebody got to deal with it.
That's the thing. Both things can be true. Yeah. You can change.
You can change. But now,
and it's a nigga that's going to believe you changed.
Now that decision, it's
you don't got leverage.
It's on
you
that
lost
guy.
Leverage. Once you decided to fuck all them other niggas and choose everybody else and then make me your last option,
it's up to you.
Now I got leverage because I know you ain't got no other you ain't got no jokers in your head.
You got the same decision that they passed up on years ago. You know now you in the same position that they was 20 years ago to make the right decision.
Don't piss on nobody on your way up because you're going to have to see them same motherfuckers on your way down.
So now
they done climbed the top and then realize, damn, I'm
you
falling.
meet a chick, she all that. You run it through the file, and it's like, ooh. So now you got the same ball that they had when they was 25, 20. So now you like, no. Or you might just tap.
And it's crazy, no matter how
respectful
respectfully you decide to say no.
Women
don't, and y'all talk about men dealing with rejection. Women don't deal with rejection.
No, women are the worst.
You'll be all types of gay,
with rejection.
Gay ass nigga. Let you say some shit that's true. They'll rather call a nigga gay than take accountability.
That shit a blessing
like,
though.
right.
You do the like now, like
The
you can do
Carfax?
yeah.
Getting the Carfax.
You get that background check. It's like, yo, let's say it's 5 of us in here, right? All 4 out of us 5 that had our way with somebody. She'll get to you. You be like, yo, Spuddy, you know this chick, blah, blah, blah. And I tell her, now your whole, like, not seeing your perspective change was like, all right, now I know if I like her, or I could just proceed and do that. You feel me?
Yeah, but not every nigga carry the group chat. Not everybody carry the information the right way.
No, that's true.
I mean, I don't think that any self-respecting man would just like take on and take seriously a woman that just settled for him. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, yeah, what I actually want ain't the best for me, so I'll just take this because it's like still in the back of her mind, she's still always going to want what she actually wants. She's still going to want that dude. She just knows all of the shit that she went through, and she's tired of it. It's like, all right, yeah, I'll just take you.
Women will use what they have access to.
Yeah. And it's like, yeah, I couldn't go for that, but there's somebody out there that would. There's people that would. And
that knowledge, though, is like a chick just burning themselves 9 times with a fire, and then they get to the 10th time. Now I'm going to go like, you ain't learned the first 2 times? Like, I'm saying, like, that's really how
I always led with that when it came to relationships or whoever I was dealing with. Like, yo, I don't want you to, like, you want to leave, like, definitely dip. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like I'm the reason there's anything that got to do with you not being happy, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't want that on my conscience. You got me fucked up. I said, because I'm going to move as right as I can, and I can live with whatever consequences come with that. Because I know whatever I did is what I chose to do. You know what I'm saying? So if I'm moving righteous, hey, I did all I could do. I'm content with that. I know it's always going to be another.
Facts.
The sun going, whether you crying or you smiling, the sun going to come up. You know what I'm saying? That's just the way life is.
There's somebody out there for everybody, man.
Real shit.
But it's like still, even though idealistically, you know what I mean, you want that relationship, the wife, the husband, the family, the kids. Not everybody wants that.
But when we talking about chicks who they just been in the dating field for 10 years. Like, they don't got no 2-3 year relationship under their belt.
Got the honey.
Relationships is cool.
They got the henny gut.
If you run a
they
foul,
got surgery, got the henny gut back, like that type shit.
If you run a foul on somebody and they say
boutiques,
she used to deal with this guy for 4 years, broke up with him. She dealt with this guy for 3 years, this guy for 7 years. All right, cool. What's the common denominator? She sat still for X amount of time. If I run your file and they say, no, he had her in the back of the tab, he took her out. I remember he took her to Fleming's, he went crazy in the world. They said she crazy with the head. Wait. I asked what's up with her. You tell me about like how good she is with her. No, they said her shit pretty. She be sending good pictures. And like if that come before who she is, no, she cool. Cause the nigga, sometimes the nigga just tell you, that's a good look. Go ahead. They'll say fuck the file. Just
Listen,
that's the alley oop. Like
I'll tell you right now. I told you I'll tell you off the joint, but my folks had like a party and shit for his birthday. I slid that joint. Was a nice chick in that joint. I wound up talking to her and getting a number. Mind you, he married and whatnot. His wife was at the joint, right? So I'm like, yo, cuz, what's up with the joint and shit like that? He wound up breaking it down to me like, yeah, she cool, but you know I cracked her and shit like that. Like I respect shit like that. You feel me? But when I was talking to she, I'm like, yo, like, what's up with you? She like, yo, ask your folks what's up with me. Like, I'm like, you know, I was asking chick, she got a boyfriend and shit like that. So when he told me, he ran that shit down on me, bro, she was more so want this, like, she know, like, he married and whatnot, he take care of home and shit. So she like, he see what I do for like other chicks. So now she like telling me like, damn, you do this for other chicks, why you can't do this for me? Like, and now it's like,
she got leverage over his head because he did what he did. And
no, but he ain't had no dealings with her like after they got married. This prior to before.
Hold up though, isn't that like the same exact situation You told me I was drawn for telling my homie about.
No. What you did, all right, I'm gonna break it down. I asked him, I wanted her first, right? She ain't give me, like, she wasn't trying to tell me nothing. Like, she ain't like she wasn't giving me play. She just, like, asked your cousin, what's up with you, right? I called him personally, he broke it down to me. We in a barber shop, he cutting his man. So, his man, like, asked Najee, like, yo, what's up with X, Y, and Z? Now, tell him.
So, he just told me he just went to lunch with Shorty. And I was like, oh, yeah? He was like, yeah. It was like, oh, okay, well, I guess it's your turn now. And he was like,
yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy.
That's wild.
He cut, look.
It's the way you said. It's the way you said it. That sounds crazy.
He liked her. Keep it real. Boy liked her. He liked her.
He liked her, but she's a bop though. Like she get around. She's like a hot potato, man. She done got passed around to like 4 different niggas that he know and that I know, like collectively.
Did he know that you used to fuck with her?
No, he found out. He found out in the chair. You know what I mean? But he knew that she was fucking with another one of our homies at the time, and they had supposedly just broke up, which they didn't. She was still messing with the boy, but then going out to lunch with him and whatnot. Before she hooked up with me, she was hooking up with another motherfucker that I know. So it's like she got a crazy body count, and it's like she homie hopping. And I'm like, bro, like don't take that serious. Like if you could crack, have fun. But like the type of dude that he is, and look, I ain't gonna say his name, but I can say he's a fucking simp. All right, he's a simp ass nigga. You gonna fall in love like immediately and whatnot. And like she's a good looking girl or whatever like that. And it was like, bro, I tried to warn him so he didn't get his feelings hurt. And he for real, with the results of it, he's grateful that I told him that. But for some reason, I was wrong for saying that to him. But I thought, I was looking out for my homie.
You looked up. This is how you said it in the chair. Najee cutting a nigga, and he like, oh, it's just your turn. And the nigga, everybody just got quiet.
That could have got real bad.
Look, you know you can't move because you getting your hair cut. That shit like,
nigga was But no, you know what's crazy though? The type of dude he is, that'd be her fallback plan. Once them niggas took her through the ringer.
Exactly.
Now she
exactly because he got a girl now or whatever like that. Now she's not a bad person. She's cool. You know what I mean? I think she's like the right girl for him. But he changed her whole fucking life. Like he moved her into his house. He got a nice ass house in Jersey and everything like that. She's a fucking waitress. You know what I mean? This dude sell houses and shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? She was like, she was living with her folks when they started dating or whatever like that. Changed the whole fucking life. Now I think she really is like rocking out with him. So yeah, maybe she do deserve that.
Same chick still?
No. It's a different chick. Like he never got fuck no. Like, dude, this girl the boy that I was telling you about that like she was still with, but still hanging out with my man or whatever like that. She was with this nigga and got a boob job by her sugar daddy. But then went to like Christmas dinner with boy and everything like that, showing off her new tits and whatnot that some other motherfucker paid for. That's like, yo, she vicious. She vicious. But look, I can't hate on her, but look, I ain't going for that shit. And I was just trying to make sure my homie didn't go for that shit. And for real, if I didn't tell him that, this motherfucker would have been paying for her tits, okay? And moved her into the nice house in Jersey and shit like that. So I thought I was doing a good deed.
No, I mean, yeah. We had a conversation last week about when you say you get serious with a white chick, you date a white chick, a certain conversation y'all gotta have. So Najee here, so you can get Najee opinion on this joint and shit like that.
What conversations do you have to have?
Do you vet them for racism?
What do you mean vet them for racism? Like
see if they got some racist ways, like.
Is that a conversation that crossed your mind, or you just go in?
I don't care. It's like because it's like you can't be that fucking racist. I'm dicking you down.
That's a fetish.
Right? You can't be that fucking racist.
Do you think that your first attraction to white women came from you wanting like that whole like
revenge?
Yeah, like that revenge feeling.
A little bit.
Revenge of what?
Slavery.
From slavery. Yeah. I ain't gonna hold you. I love fucking a white girl with a racist father. I love it. It's like if you can't take me home to meet your dad, great.
No, all right. So we say all right. Just say you in a car with your chick, she white. Y'all talking blah blah. That George Floyd shit come up.
Okay.
You might think, yo, they choked him out. It ain't that bad. He was resistant and shit like that. How did that go? Because y'all might have two. You know what I'm saying? Like that's like.
I mean, I don't like. look, you know me for years, so I don't really have a filter. So I would say how I feel.
You gonna say straight up? I know you.
I'm gonna say straight up how I feel. It's like, the fuck are you talking about? Like, he was resisting. It's like, just because the nigga was resisting or he was high on Fetty don't mean he deserved to die. Like, the fuck is you talking about? How about I sit on your fucking neck, bitch? Like, I can see me saying some shit like that. You know what I mean? And it's like, it's kind of weird that, like, I end up like the type of, like, not all the time, but sometimes I end up dating with some real super liberal white women, you know, to the point where some of the times the shit that they say is like completely crazy. It's like, oh, you really think like black people are like really poor and impoverished or whatever like that, and like we need your help, like we need a white savior. So it's like it's like you doing me a favor right now from being with me. It's like, what the hell is you going on? And then the one thing that did piss me off though with these conversations was this one time, this white girl, she was Jewish, sweet girl, sweetheart, you know what I mean? But from completely different world. She's from like Haddonfield, you know what I mean? Really, really sheltered, went to like a good college and everything like that. Parents, you know, like completely different world. But she literally tried to compare the, like, you know, experience with black people in America with discrimination, racism, and all that shit with the LGBTQ struggle. And I'm like, how can you compare like the two or whatever like that? Like that, it's completely different. Like, nobody enslaved gay people. You know what I mean? Nobody for like decades, hundreds of years, stopped somebody from getting a job because they were gay. Nobody got lynched in like mass numbers because of their sexual orientation. It's like, you can't compare the two. I'm not knocking, like, all right, they have their struggles, you know what I mean? But that's not our struggle, and our struggle ain't their struggle. You can't compare the two. Mm-hmm. And then it just, like, it went crazy because she tried to call me a homophobe for that, and I was like, a fucking homophobe? Like, what the fuck is you talking about? So she was like...
You should have said you a nigga-phobe.
I should have. I should have.
When playing that card.
But then I was like, yo, so if your son... Let's just say we had a son, right? Y'all out shopping one day, whatnot. This little nigga go run up and try and pick out a dress because he want to wear a dress. Like, oh, mommy, that's pretty. It was like, would you let him wear it? She was like, yeah, I want him to be happy. I was like, all right, yeah, we're fucking done. We're done.
You know what's crazy though?
That's basically you saying, I don't need to parent my son. What if he's happy playing with fire?
Exactly. Exactly. It's like, yo, there's a certain social structure that we all have. Boys are boys, girls are girls. Certain things that boys do, certain things that girls do. It's like, all right, I cannot bleed for a month and for a week and not die. All right, that is not how I am built. I cannot do things that women can do. I can't give birth. Yeah, that shit. That's just like a whole nother conversation. I don't know how fucking controversial we could get right now, but it's just like, it's crazy. It's like the whole like identity thing. It's like, all right, can I go see a plastic surgeon and get fucking gills and a fin and like I'm a trans shark? Can I fucking breathe underwater? Like, no, like, come on. But this conversation with this girl, it's just like, it got really, really heated. And it's like, it wasn't even my intention, but it's like the way you look at the world is completely
my whole thing is
different.
If you really felt as though you was a girl because you got your dick cut off and all that shit, why would you identify as part of the LGBTQ community? Because if you're a girl, you're not trans, right?
Exactly.
Because if you felt as though you were born a girl in a man's body, it shouldn't be no trans. Because to you, it should be, I'm a girl, right? It's like, yo.
My whole thing with that is, look, if that's what you want to do to yourself, go ahead. Go ahead. The only thing that, like, irks me is, like, with the whole thing with the women's sport, with the sports things. With the whole thing with getting into sports or whatever like that. It's like, why are you literally fighting to participate in women's sports when you don't see it the other way around? You'll never see a trans man trying to get into the ring with Tank Davis, trying to like box with Tank Davis or try and like, you know, play ball with LeBron and them. You'll never see that happening. But why is it always the other way around? You know? That's the part that like irks the hell out of me.
Remember the swimmer? The trans swimmer? Mm-hmm. Like a couple years ago?
Yeah, that's about.
Motherfucker was ranked like 100 and something in men's swimming.
Ball was ranked 485 in men's. Yeah. 485. Number 485 in the country in men's.
But then when you go to the women's, you
number
breaking
one
records and
number
shit.
one. Number one national champion.
Yeah, that shit ain't fair. That shit not fair at all, bro.
This motherfucker's every bit of 6'5". You know what I mean? Racing girls is like.
So you
5'2".
don't. So you don't. So you saying you fuck him to get revenge? So you don't want to be with him?
No, some of them I do.
So how do you vet them?
Same way, like it's the same approach basically. You know what I mean? It's not so much. All right, I guess some people get this misconception that it's like I'm only attracted to white women or I only want to date white women. Like I target and zero. Like I walk into the room like the fucking Terminator, and it's like I fucking filter out every black woman in the room and find the first white girl and walk up to her. That's not how it works.
Remember the boy, Don't Be a Menace? He looked past the girl, a little
my Nubian white queen. My Nubian white queen. Yeah, nah, it's not like that. It's not like that. It's all right. And this is kind of goes back to the conversation about trauma. You know what I mean? There was a question that was asked to me when I was really, really young, when I first started talking to girls, like 13 or 14, that really bothered the shit out of me. And then I kept getting asked that question, and it's still, I cannot stand where I talk to a black woman, I'm just having a conversation with her, and she says to me, "Why do you talk like that?" I hate that. I hate that. Talk like what? I speak proper English, okay? You know, I just don't talk like every other dude that, like, you know, from the hood or whatever like that. Yeah, I'm from here, but I'm not from the fucking suburbs. But I don't know. I paid attention in school. I paid attention in fucking English class. I speak proper. It's like there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with speaking that other way either. But this is just how I speak. Like you looking at me like there's something wrong with me. And then there's just certain things like, you know what I mean, when they squint up their face like a fucking raisin, like and the neck cracking and shit like that. It irritates the shit out of me. It irritates me. And I'm sorry, I don't have that with white women. Like we talk and we just be laughing and joking and shit like that. And it's like, yeah, I've heard it plenty of times. It's
I got a question.
What?
So you think if you did talk the other way, right? You think white women would talk to you differently?
Definitely, because some of the ones I come across, they want that guy. They want the thug. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Which is another fetish on the other end.
They want the hood nigga and whatnot. This, that, the third. And you're just like, all right. Just looking at me from the way I dress, it's like, yeah, I probably do look like the average one and whatnot. Then you have a conversation with him. It's like, oh, he's different.
Yeah, he's different. He's not like the rest of them.
Exactly.
So how do you feel when they try to put you in that category? Is it the same type of feeling you get from when black women get a little?
It is. It's the same type of irritating feeling. It really is. It irritates me, and it's a turnoff. It really is a turnoff. It's like at that point,
What they be wanting you to be, put them in danger or something?
I wouldn't say put them in danger.
They want everything that their perception of a nigga is to be.
Exactly.
The stereotype. Be a stereotype.
They want the stereotype. They want the stereotype. And it's like I'm not the stereotype.
Talk jive.
Do you speak jive?
They want they want the jigaboo types. They want that bullshit.
Mm-hmm. And some of them, for real, especially like the real like lily white ones, they want you to be that just so they could piss their parents off.
Yeah. You ever been in that situation?
Oh hell yeah, yeah. I've been used to piss.
How
parents
you know?
Off. Basically from the whole setup.
So one question we had: was you ever in a situation where a white woman wanted you to change their parents?
Change their parents?
That came up last episode, I think.
I don't think necessarily.
Like, was you ever used as a pawn to make her parents think, oh, they like her racist parent, try to change her racist parents, basically?
Actually, you know what? Come to think of it, I think so. I think so. Probably from that same one from fucking Haddonfield, yeah. Because her parents was like, you know, Jewish people, for the most part, they're not like deliberately, overtly racist, you know. They're not like calling people.
They're systematically racist.
Systematically racist. They have their prejudices and stuff like that. You know, they'll still like look down on you, but they won't, you know what I mean, be like ignorant about the shit. So, you know, I guess her parents did have that perception that, you know, all black people are criminals and thugs or whatever like that.
It's crazy.
And we damn sure don't want you near our
exactly. You don't want you near
situation,
and like,
our money.
It was actually luckily because this was before I actually became a criminal, so it was still like, you know. It was cool for me to bring me around her parents and whatnot, and she brought me around her parents, and like I could literally, it was almost like y'all remember that Get Out, right?
Yeah.
The first time that he sat down with her parents and whatnot, and they're trying to like, you know, seem like they're cool with me and whatnot. It's like, oh yeah, we're like her father literally said, it's like, oh yeah, I'm hip. I was like,
Hip is crazy.
Yeah. That's what he
Hey,
said.
pal, you like hip hop? That's crazy.
No, he tried to
I'd
talk.
just say, yeah, right me in your will there.
He tried to talk to me about Snoop Dogg, and I was just like,
That's they go to. They love Snoop Dogg.
love Snoop Dogg.
Somebody brought up to me one time, you ever tried the Snoop Dogg wine? I'm like, why the fuck you think I'm drinking Snoop Dogg wine?
That's probably the only black person they know too. Like that's the
Probably.
Snoop Dogg and OJ.
that's crazy.
But it's like, oh, you sound so educated. I was like, so what am I supposed to sound like? Stupid?
Ignorant.
Ignorant and whatnot. It was the craziest thing, but it was just like, all right, I get a kick out of this thing. I get a kick out of that shit. For some reason, I get a kick out of racism. I think it's the.
Could you
funniest
see
thing
yourself
ever.
marrying a white or a black woman?
I couldn't see myself marrying anybody. I ain't marriage material. I am not marriage material. I'm
If
not.
you just think about it, a lot of just racist slurs and shit is just like, how can I get mad at that?
But here's the thing: it's like,
No, I think the question started from why do men struggle to settle down? The question was,
No. We was talking about interracial relationship,
oh yeah, from the
and it's like how do you
RG3
yeah, how do you vet, like, you know what I'm saying? We said we wanted to talk to somebody who deal with white women, but he make it. He say he the way he sound, he don't deal with them. He just fuck on them.
no,
But he also
do I get in like most of my relationships have been with like now after like the last 5 to 10 years or so? Because I started out with my first she was like black and white, but for the last 5 to 10 years, most of my actual relationships, not just like fucking with them, but an actual relationship was with a white woman and whatnot.
Could you see yourself being in a relationship with a black woman?
I just was in one. To tell you the truth, a very brief one.
So the,
Very,
so
very
the
brief.
so the Spud narrative ain't 100% true.
What's the spot narrative? Please enlighten me on
That
this.
whole Terminator shit you was just talking about.
That's what I said.
You just be
Locking in, find the first
locking
white girl in the room.
on the Ferris. What they call them? The Ferris skin.
the fairer skin.
Nothing wrong with it, man.
I mean, for real, I like it was brief. You know what I mean? Like literally, it only lasted like a couple months.
Why go left?
Huh? I mean, for real, it was a reminder why I dated white women. For real, I ain't even gonna hold you.
Why though? What's the difference to you?
Okay, black women want too goddamn much.
Like,
They want too much, but then don't bring enough to the table. This is just my experience. I am not making this in a general, broad statement. This is just my experience. It's like, all right, she legit told me, it's like, you're a great guy and everything like that. I see you, you know what I mean, going further in life. You got, like, a lot of potential and whatnot because, like we talked about this the last time I was here. The shit that I've been through in life, you know what I mean, with my addiction in jail or whatever, it set me back in life. Like, for real, where I'm at right now, it set me back, like, about a good 10 years. And the crazy thing is, when I was in jail and my pop came to visit me, he told me, it's like, this whole case and everything like that probably set you back, like, 10 years. So where I'm at right now at 38 years old, I should have been here, like, around 28 because I was almost there before, my whole situation happened and whatnot. So, yeah, I'm still, like, building my life. You know what I mean? But it's like, all right. She's like, you're a great guy, and I see you have, like, so much potential. But her exact words to me is like, but I don't want potential. And I'm like, okay, but like, bitch, you're not a finished product your goddamn self because you ain't even at where I'm at in life.
Oh, she want the table already set for it.
Exactly.
how old was she?
She's the same age as me. We both 38. All right. It's like she ain't got no car. She don't live by herself. You know what I mean? She don't make as much money as me. And I was just like, all right, I don't care about anything. I don't care about what you have or what you don't have. The only thing I care about is who you are. And yeah, she was a great person. She was a good girl, but it's just like she wanted too goddamn much, but didn't bring enough to the table. You know what I mean?
And that's only. Do you feel like that's just a black thing?
In my experience, it has been because like every like white woman I ever dated, like seriously dated, not just messed around with, took me for where I was. You know what I mean? Even when I was at like lower points than I was at. As long as you're trying, I seen that, and these is like not like the low bottom like type of white women. These are white women that's like, have something for themselves. Rather it was get inherited from their family or they made it for themselves. You know what I mean? They'll actually invest in you if you was a good guy. And I'm not just like mean that financially.
So where do you think, since you think that a lot of the black women that you experience are like that, why do you think it is that they
are like that?
Yeah.
I think it's like, you know, it's the city. You know, Philly girls is different.
So it's not a black thing.
Well, I haven't dated a black girl anywhere from besides Philly, to tell you the truth.
Okay.
So that's just, yeah, that's what I've seen. You know what I mean? This city alone, you grow up to be naturally aggressive. You know, you have a natural aggression like just embedded in your mind from a very young age or whatnot. But, you know, I don't like aggressive women. I don't like a woman to take on masculine, you know what I mean, mentalities and stuff like that. I like a woman to be feminine.
So do you think it's based off of the pool that you're fishing from?
Probably. That might be it. But it's like, where the hell else am I fishing from? It's not like, all right, these are meeting girls and like dealing with them from all different types of places. You know what I mean? Like I meet them at work. I'm out shopping or whatever. I meet through friends and stuff like that. I'm like, you know, I don't meet people off the internet. You know, that's just like, it's never been my thing. So it's like, it's from all over. It's like from all different areas and whatnot, different section of the city, good parts, bad parts, even like outside, like Jersey, you know. But it's still, I'm running into the same experiences, for the most part. So, and I don't blame anybody for like the way that I am. It's like, yeah, when I was young, I got hurt and whatnot, and it kind of affected me in a way.
Hurt what? Women?
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Like my first like real girlfriend and whatnot, she was older than me. She was 21. I was just turned 18, and she had a kid. And I stepped up. Like I had no idea what the fuck I was doing really, but like I was doing stuff for her daughter. Even her mom said it's like I did more for her daughter and like for like, you know, her granddaughter in the 3 months that I was with her daughter than the father did the whole 2 years that the little girl been alive. You know what I mean? As soon as this cocksucking piece of shit gets out of jail, you know what I mean? As soon as this nigga get out of jail, she start fucking him and fleeing me.
The whitest thing you said.
Yeah, cocksucking piece of shit. Yeah. I say that a lot, actually. I do. But no, that's what he was. This cocksucking piece of shit. Like, this motherfucker, dude. Oh, my God. Dude was like a fucking crumb. A whole crumb. You know what I mean? And then she has like literally audacity, and this was like how old this was, to go on MySpace and complain about like dudes not being shit, this, that, and the third. But it's like you had a good dude. I was a good dude.
Basically the situation we was talking about earlier.
Exactly.
Yeah, she pulled that move, yeah.
Exactly. You know
Where all the good men at that I overlooked.
Played the shit
Where
out
y'all
of
at
me.
now? Again.
That shit hurt. That shit hurt. Is that like I could consider that. No, she wasn't my first love, but the one after that probably was my first love, and she did me dirty too for some little Bow Wow looking ass nigga. I was mad.
Game.
And I mean, so that like it was after those two situations, I turned into a dog, bro. I turned into like a whole fucking dog or whatever. Like then I became what they complain about. Like it's like, all right, you complain about this, that, and the third. It's like, all right, but you like that though. So it's like maybe I could be that, and then I'll get what I want out the situation, or I at least protect myself. I won't get hurt. You know what I mean? Self-preservation. You know what I mean? But that's
I don't think a lot of motherfuckers realize, especially the women, realize the power that they have. And that's why it's important for them to take accountability as well, because they have a lot of power in the situation. Like, think about it. Even from a party promotion standpoint, most women get in free because they know wherever the women are at, the men are going to come. That's why I said a lot of times men go through these things, interactions with women, whether it's trying to trick or treat them in certain ways, because we know we get a certain reaction out of it.
I mean, trying to get accountability out of women is like trying to get unity out of black people. It's just never going to fucking happen. It's not happening. You know, I don't see a way that coming. But it's like, you know, you deal with it. You deal with it the best. Like you got to navigate through this shit the best way that you know how. You know, and. Yeah, sometimes it is self-preservation. Sometimes it is, you know what I mean, fuck your feelings, you know, looking out for mine. It's like, and it's not always, like, you don't want to, I don't ever want to lay down my head at night thinking it's like, damn, I'm a piece of shit.
Do you think it comes from a standpoint of you being, like, you seeing what being vulnerable did to you?
Exactly.
And you don't ever want to be in a vulnerable spot again?
Exactly. Like, who wants to get taken advantage of? Who wants to get hurt? And it's just like, it's learned behavior. If you see, it's like, all right, if I do A, B, and C, I get this and I don't like this. But if I do C, D, and F, I get that and that's better than this. I mean, not necessarily like it, but it's better than the alternative.
So it goes back to what I was saying earlier, the question that I was asking. Do you think that you do things conditionally or unconditionally?
Both.
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 I can respect that, honestly.
Both. Yeah, definitely both.
And I feel like the one, like that lack of wanting to be vulnerable, depicts the conditions. You know what I'm saying? So it's almost like you don't really want to get the shit end of the stick.
No.
And I feel like that's what's missing with a lot of stuff, and that's where accountability can spurt from. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because if motherfuckers worry about what they getting out of it too much, they're more liable to duck accountability. And even like, not just talking about you, I'm talking about girls too. But like, it's like everybody tries to get the most by giving the least. Mm-hmm. And in that world, everybody's basically at war with everybody.
Right.
So that's where I feel like the divide, and not only I want to say mainly the black home, because that's my main focus when it comes to shit. Because fuck all the other shit. Mm-hmm. If we can get shit right here, that's where it all starts. But I feel like a lot of motherfuckers is just like we in a world where you really can't, like, a black person walk past you, you really got to look over your shoulder to see what type of time they on. You know what I'm saying? True. And it's fucked up that you got to look at your brother like that, but it's like.
But historically, us as a people, like we're black, but us, the African descent, have historically always been at conflict with each other. You go back to, the story of Hannibal Barca, right? This motherfucker almost conquered all of Rome. Conquered most of Italy to the point where he changed the whole fucking bloodline centuries later. Because before Hannibal, all Italians had was like fair skin, blonde hair, blue eyes. Now you look at Italians, they are all tan, they got dark skin, dark hair, brown eyes. That's because of the crossbreeder from Hannibal and all like the Carthaginians. Once they came through the French Alps and conquered most of southern Italy and Sicily, he needed reinforcements from Carthage in order to conquer Rome completely. But because the generals of Carthage were jealous of his progress because they thought he was insane with the way that he was sort of coming through the French Alps with the elephants and shit like that. They thought he couldn't do it, and the fact that he did it, they were hating on him. They wouldn't send him the reinforcements that he need. He only got 2 boats of reinforcements from his brother, and they sunk on the way coming across the Mediterranean. And then after that, Rome defeated him and took them all out of Italy. If he would have conquered that, there would have never been a Roman Empire. And the world today would have been completely fucking different. Just like imagine that if the Roman Empire never would have existed. And it was all because he was being hated on by his own fucking people. Even you fast forward centuries later, the transatlantic slave trade. The Europeans didn't set foot off the fucking beach. We went in and brought our own people to them on the beach. You know what I mean? The poorer African, the richer, the wealthier Africans grabbed the poorer Africans and took them to the Europeans and sold them as slaves for muskets and all types of other shit for trade or whatever like that. We gave our own people to be sent over here to be subjected to the shit that we went through in slavery. You know what I mean? So it's like, a lot of stuff is like, we have been, systematically racism and systematically put down by, historically by Europeans, but the source of it was always us. We did it to ourselves.
And that starts with what?
It starts with the home. Accountability. Across
all fields.
It's like a lot like I get into arguments with people in the barbershop all the time. Like people think I'm like a Trump supporter. When I wouldn't necessarily call myself a Trump supporter, but I was like, everybody's so worried about Donald Trump this, Donald Trump that, this, that, and the third. You know what I mean? It's like I'm pretty sure we hate ourselves more than Donald Trump hates black people. You know what I mean? They're talking about everybody gets in an uproar when like cops kill black people or something like that. Cops kill one of us and whatnot. But let one of us kill one of us, we giving that nigga props. It's like, oh yeah, he got bodies. He's this, that, and the third. We glorify that nigga that goes and kills black people and sells poison to other black people and whatnot. We glorify that fucking guy. But let a white person do it, it's like, oh, we're like, come on. We're being oppressed or some shit. We're oppressing our fucking selves. But nobody wants to speak to that.
I feel like when it comes to that, a lot of people don't realize how They don't realize the how. Like, they don't understand what's going into them contributing to the bullshit instead of actually fighting. Like, we fight in all the wrong ways. Like, I feel like we just don't. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like the things we do, like, even where we spend our money. Like, our dollar spends the least amount of time with us than any other race.
Facts.
And it starts with them corner stores, the poppy stores, and all that shit. All the way down to, like, it's almost like us relying on government assistance. Like, relying on that shit. Like, yeah, that shit might come clutch.
Y'all be bidding, but I be dead serious trying to buy black. Like, I've tried to.
Right message, wrong messenger.
Yes.
That's like a serious, like, that's intentional when I be trying to.
But do you do your research on it? Say you buy black and it's like something white behind it pushing it. Are you really buying black?
No, I'm buying from black people.
What's the last black brand you purchased? Alta is a white brand. Some of Mink is a white thing, so all right.
Nah.
Some of Mink is.
The W I be wearing, I wear that all the time.
You got a chain on right now?
Yep.
A lot of black folks.
Does it count if you buy Jordans?
No, that don't count.
That don't count. Never mind, man.
See, you made it like you ain't doing no black chicks
Look,
at all.
Since I've known him,
Narrative, the
since I've known him, when I was in the barbershop, the chick was what? White that came in there.
Yeah.
Since I've known
What's
him.
the ratio as far as white and black in your life experience?
9-1.
Yeah, probably. It
But
started.
how though? How that?
It's just his preference, though. You can't.
All right, first off, I went to school with mostly white people most of my life, especially
Okay.
like high school and shit like that. Now, yeah, the first girl that I ever hooked up with, she was mixed. She was half black and half white. And then, yeah, I started. There was a few like black women early on, but I got a thing for Italian women. I can't help it. You know what I mean? Just like, and most of my friends that I hung out with, I hung out on the other side of Broad Street with all them Italian niggas. So it's like, I'm around them, I'm around their girls, their cousins and shit like that. So it just happened. It happened, you know. So
You grew up around Spanish niggas and you like Spanish chicks. That's how it.
that's just how it happened.
All right, so
That's all I do.
no, that's cool. I mean, I respect his answer more than him sitting here because we know what certain people say. They be like, "I like this because
Black
women do
wrong.
this." He just said what he said.
Yeah,
I respect his
That's
answer.
that's an origin answer, though.
yeah, that's a honest answer. I like.
And he took accountability, saying, like, maybe it's the way he go about it.
Yeah, like I respect his answer. Yeah, I respect his answer. Now, all right. So let's go into your world. What separates Italian white women from other white women? What other kind of white women is it?
Okay, so yeah,
Yeah, let's go. Fuck it. Let's go to his world.
Here's the breakdown, because like when
So how you know they Italian? Like, you know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna break all this down for
I
you.
gotta leave, go get a haircut, yo.
All right, so most with like black people, when they say white people, they just say white people and throw them all into like one category, and it's not, because you know people think like, yeah, white people hate black people. No, they hate each other too. Okay, the Italians hate the Irish. You know what I mean? The Irish hate the Jews, like the Polish, whatnot. Then you got like the WASP, and then you got the rich ones, the poor ones. You know, the generic ones. The Mayflower white people and whatnot. Like they all talk shit on everybody and whatnot. You know what I mean? Even like you look how South Philly is set up. Well, was set up before the gentrification. You know what I mean? It was literally self-segregated. You had the little black section. Even up here, you had a black part and then you had an Irish part. You go further down. As soon as you cross Broad Street, that's the Italian neighborhood. Until you get about 7th Street, then you got the Cambodians. 5th Street, boom, it's Irish and Polish.
I was telling him that. He was like, remember I told you the Cambodians be on that? Once you hear Moy Mensen, that's Cambodian territory,
It's
bro.
Cambodian territory.
Yeah, like it's,
So it's like they self-segregate. You know what I mean? They they identify with their country of origin, where like their family came from. You know, whatever time frame that they came over to this country, and yeah, that's that. So boom, Italian women are almost like very, very similar to like Puerto Rican, Dominican type women, where it's like they got that like spice, that fire, that energy. You know what I mean? Dark hair. You know what I mean? It's like, because I I don't really date blondes like that. I
Okay.
mean, I've dealt with a couple of girls with blonde hair. I've never been in a relationship with a girl with blonde hair though, like ever. I like women with dark hair. You know what I mean? Light brown eyes, green eyes, shit like that, and then the tan. I like the tan.
You like that shit?
I love the fucking tan. I love the tan. Bro, here's the thing. Like, I was looking for an apartment, like, earlier this year, right? So I was hopping around different spots. Everyone I found, like, a nice apartment in a shitty neighborhood or a nice neighborhood but a shitty apartment.
Yeah.
Boom. I found my apartment. So on Broad Street. I am literally right next door and across the street from a tanning salon. I was like, I'm in fucking heaven. Like, I was like, this is it. I want it. I applied on the spot. Boom. That's my. And look, I sit on my front step every
Ain't
night.
even do a tour of the apartment.
Nah, Nizar. So 2 tanning salons on my fucking block. Are you serious? And I've only been there since March, and I done racked up already. All right? It's perfect, right? But I love it, like, especially when they go in there and they get the little Johns where it's like they get like a heart shaped or a star. They'll put the John on them and then get the tan and then they take it off. And then you see it like right on their stomach and shit. I love it. I fucking love it. You know what I mean? It just does something to me, man. It does.
Everybody got their own preference. Najee, I ain't even mad at you, bro.
So what other kind of white woman is it? You got Russian.
Russian women. You know, I haven't really came across any like Russian women. Matter of fact, like one of my best friends in high school, he was Russian, like straight. Well, he was Ukrainian, and like don't ever call a Ukrainian Russian.
Yeah, they going through it.
Yeah. This was like This was years before the war broke out, but even then, it's like don't call a Ukrainian Russian. So, you know, I would hang out with him and his family. He had a couple of cousins or whatever like that, and it's like it was weird thing because like some Russian women are fucking beautiful. But like the dudes are like really, really like fugly, like, you know what I mean? It's like it don't match.
The ratio?
Yeah, the ratio it don't match. You know, but you know, then there's this one girl. I was messing with this one girl. She was German Irish. You know, she had a big ass on her too. But there's like Irish women are very fucking aggressive, like very, very aggressive women.
Like black aggressive?
No, not like black aggressive.
What's aggressive? Like sexually aggressive?
No, not. Well, I mean, yes, but still, like it's like a passive aggressive, like aggressive. You know what I mean? They're like they will get like verbally aggressive, but in a way that it's like it doesn't piss you off or demasculate you. It kind of turns you on. And I'll be like, You know what I mean? It's like you'll say some shit to me that's like, all right, yeah, I can't. All right, keep talking shit. Wait till we get home. You know, wait till we get home. I'm gonna break your ass in half. That type of shit. You know what I mean? And that's like the dynamic that I've always had with women that I've been in relationships with. And this is something that stems from childhood because, all right, I grew up in a verbally abusive household. Right. My mom would say like the worst, you motherfucker, this, that, and third. Then 5 minutes later, baby, what you want for dinner? You know what I mean? So I normalized that type of stuff. You know what I mean? So a girl curses me out and then like cooks for me or fucks me or some shit like that. It's like, all right, yeah, I love you. Yeah. You know what I mean? That's
like toxic. Like toxic.
I like toxic. I like toxic. And I know it's bad. It's not a good thing, but that's what works for me. That's my comfort zone. That's where I feel comfortable. Because I can't be with a timid woman. It's like I'm playing PlayStation and you talking about some dumb shit that I don't even want to hear about, and I just be like, yo, shut the fuck up. And then you start crying. Because then I'm going to feel like an asshole. It's like, damn, I feel like fucking Ike Turner or whatever like that. I'd rather be with a girl where I'd be like, I'm playing and she's talking. I was like, yo, shut the fuck up. It's like, you shut the fuck up, pussy. And it's like, okay. All right. And then I put down the controller and I fuck you, and then we could talk about whatever the hell you want. You know?
Have you ever had white trash?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've definitely had trailer trash. I've definitely had trailer trash.
And how was the experience with that? Like, well, first of all, I'm not saying we make trailer trash. I know.
No. They were legit trailer trash. Yeah, this is legit trailer trash. What was the experience? Not fun at all. But there's something about girls with daddy issues. I don't know what it is. They
trying to fuck their daddy issues out.
Yeah, basically, yeah. That's all they want to do is fuck. Like for real. I've never been in a relationship with trailer trash, but goddamn, have I had some couple run-ins with them? Like,
you ever been to a trailer park before?
Yeah, hell yeah. Yeah, I've been.
You ain't never been a joint?
In one? No, I rode past.
Bro, it's like we're fucking Aston, PA. I think Newman University out there. So you go a little bit past that. It's like a trailer joint and shit. Me and my cousin was doing deliveries during the pandemic, bro. That shit is how it really is in the movies, bro. Like, that shit is real. Like, it ain't no exaggeration. That shit is how it really is, bro.
I went to a party in a trailer park once. Like, I was messing with this girl. She was from out Allentown, and this was like one of those little towns out around there or whatever like that. Trailer park, you know? And, like, her sister lived there with her boyfriend. So I just went there to go cop or whatever like that, right? They're having a whole fucking party there, and I'm just like, holy shit. Everybody's fucking drinking Budweiser and smoking meth and all types of weird shit. I was like, oh, this is too much. And then I looked across, the one dude's got a Confederate flag hanging in the fucking window of his trailer. I was like, yeah, it's time for me to leave. It's like, yeah, I don't feel comfortable here. She's like, oh, no, stay, it's cool, everybody's cool. It's like, yeah, no, I'm out. But yeah, trailer trash, it's a thing. It's not my thing, though. But
Unpopular to contrary belief. I don't just like white women. They say that.
You say it, nigga. We don't say that. We don't get nothing out of that.
I'm pretty sure you say it's funny.
No, he be violating off the pod page though. Nigga gonna ask the woman I put up, fuck, is she white? And she on Essence magazine. Essence magazine don't post no white women. Like,
that's violating.
Yeah, it's Joey Badass girl told some yo, she white. Come on, bro. Like you.
This is asking. I don't know her.
White.
I just be asking.
Hey, listen, man. I like women in general. Now,
you don't like which one you told me you don't like?
I don't like Asians. I'm not attracted. I'm just not attracted to Asian women.
You like the blazing phenomenon?
Yo, you know what? And I was just talking to somebody about this. You know, about like mixed kids and whatnot. Now, with black and white, you know what I mean? Don't matter. Mom, black, dad, white, or whatever. It's 50-50.
Right.
You either come out fucking beautiful or you come out funny looking. One or the other. With like black, same thing with black and Hispanic. You know what I mean? But most of them come out looking good. I have never in my life seen an unattractive Blasian woman. Every woman that I saw that was half black and half Asian was a fucking 10. Like, dime. So, would I? Hell yeah. Yes. But, you know, Ling Ling? No. I couldn't. No. It doesn't do anything for me. It doesn't. Like, I've been out at, like, clubs and stuff like that because I used to play, like, the club scene like crazy. It was, like, mostly because I was, like, selling a whole bunch of ecstasy at the time. But, like, there would be, like, Asian girls, you know what I mean? They, like, you know, they're like the Fast and the Furious type models. You always see them hanging out with the motherfuckers that drag race and shit. Yeah.
Tell them how they go off the ex Molly, bro. How that shit, that's a different world. You gotta know, bro, how that world is.
Bro, listen, I've had a lot of, like, good and bad experiences with narcotics in my lifetime, but I have never had one bad experience with MDMA, Molly, ecstasy, whatever the hell you want to call it. Like, oh my fucking God. That shit was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. Now, the first time I did it by myself. Like, I stayed in my room because I just wanted to see how I react to it. Yeah. So, boom. I did what they told, like, make sure you eat, keep, like, water with you to stay hydrated.
Oh, there's rules to this shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Flying blind.
You got to do this shit the right way. You got to make sure you eat, and you got to, like, drink a lot of water and stay hydrated. Drink a lot of, even if you want to drink liquor with it, too, you better chase it with some fucking water. You got to keep your body hydrated because you will literally burn the fuck out, and you will have a bad trip. And you could probably die, like, depending on how strong the shit is.
That's how it was my first time taking shrooms.
What?
That's something like.
I was trying to be prepared. I had the water. I had everything. I ate before.
You got to have everything. You got to have everything prepared. So I took it, right? Sitting in my room. I'm sitting at my desk playing music and shit like that, just chilling. And maybe like 20, 30 minutes in, I start feeling it a little bit while I'm sitting down. I go to get up to go get my water, and I had a comforter on my bed that was like really, really furry and shit. You ever saw Get Him to the Greek?
Yeah.
Where he was like stroke the furry wall or whatever like that. I swear to God, bro, like pause, but I touched his fucking blanket and I almost nutted on myself. Like it was crazy. It was crazy. It was crazy. That shit felt so fucking good. Like it was amazing. So I couldn't wait, but it was frustrating too because I couldn't do anything because I was like by my fucking self. You know what I mean? I couldn't wait to do that with my girl. Literally the next weekend we went down the shore, right? Went to the hotel room, dropped off all our stuff, you know, chilled, like ate when I went on the boardwalk. literally as we're walking up to the boardwalk, we both pop one. You know what I mean? Triple stack Superman. So those are probably like the strongest ones you could get at the time. We weren't even up the boardwalk for maybe like a half an hour. We got on the fucking Ferris wheel. We was all over each other in the goddamn Ferris wheel, bro. So, bro, she's going to work on me and whatnot on the Ferris wheel. And there's people like on the other joint. Now they're facing us when we first get on. So like, you know, my eyes are going back this and then I'm looking back. So I look back and they got their back to us now because they saw us. They saw what we was doing on the fucking Ferris wheel. Got off the Ferris wheel, literally power walked back to the hotel room, bro. I swear, we was like fucking porn stars for that whole. Now, we didn't even leave the hotel. We did not leave the hotel the rest of the weekend. Fuck the beach, the boardwalk, anything. We stayed in there the whole weekend going at it like fucking jackrabbits. And then by the time we got back to Philly, I had to get her a plan B. Like, cause like it was a wrap after that, bro. It was crazy. Like, ecstasy is definitely, it's a communal drug. You don't want to do it by yourself. But, like, definitely do it with a female. And
remember we had this conversation, too. They was talking about some Molly and X is like gay drugs. No, they're not gay drugs.
No. Anybody that says, it's like, oh, yeah, I did ecstasy and then I did some gay shit. No, you were already gay. You were already gay, bro. Okay? I've done plenty of, like, and I've done both because, like, ecstasy is like a mixture of multiple things because sometimes, like, most times.
So Molly was the mix.
No, Molly is the pure form of it. Molly is pure MDMA.
Okay.
So, you know what I mean? And that's like, you know, probably the best
What was they on them? Not to cut your Bad Boys too. That was ecstasy.
That was ecstasy.
Okay, all right, go ahead.
Now, ecstasy is mixed with like a lot of shit. It might have some opiates in it, might have some meth in it and whatnot. You can never necessarily know, but for the most part, the active ingredient is MDMA. But Molly is just straight MDMA, which is like the hallucinogen or whatever like that.
How you take that? That's like
Well, just multiple ways you can take it because it comes in a powder form. You could put it in capsules and take it as a pill. You could do it the way I did it and pinky dip it. I would just lick my pinky, dip some in the bag. Cause I would literally walk around the clubs with like a little eighth of Molly in a little baggie and whatnot. And literally all night I would just be dipping on my finger and put it underneath my tongue, let it dissolve. And I'd be rolling for the whole fucking night. You know what I mean? Or you can, like the crazy motherfuckers do this. I never did it. That you could snort it. But there's multiple ways you can ingest this shit because, like, I ain't gonna hold you. Just one time I was fucking with this girl one time with just, like, the pill. Like, the pill. Like, I put it in the capsule, I licked it, and then I put it in her asshole. And that's how she got on from it. You know what I mean?
in a system and shit like that.
Yeah, that's how it went. Like, it went straight to, like, through her fucking bloodstream, and that shit worked like a fucking charm. And it's like,
you gotta tell them the club story when the girl was like, "You got my girl with you?" You're like, "Yeah, I got."
Oh, when the John came on trying to fight me.
No, I remember it was like you cracked her in the car and she was in the club. You said you're like a little eighth and shit like that. She's like, "Yo, you got my girl Molly in your pocket?" Like, "Yeah, I got her."
Okay, wow, this one. So yeah, it was. I forgot what club I was at. Ooh, Chrome. This was back in the day on Delaware Avenue. I don't know if y'all remember this one. Yeah, it was Chrome. So at the time, you know, I was doing what I was doing. I was selling this shit, and I seen the girl before. Like she was from around South Philly, Italian girl from South Philly, but I never really talked to her. We just knew a couple of the same people and whatnot. And she was like, "Yeah, like you got my girl with you." I was like, "Who the fuck's your girl?" Because I was thinking of her like when you said that, because at the time I just had another situation where like a stud tried to fight me on South Street because I was talking to her girl. So I'm thinking it's like there's some shit. That's where my mind was on that type of shit. And I was like, she said Molly. I was like, oh yeah. So boom, like I was like, how much you want? And we just started dancing and whatnot. And then like long story short, boom, she started pinky dipping with me on the dance floor and whatnot. And yeah, I don't know. I don't even remember how we ended up here, but we ended up in the backseat of her car, like going to fucking work. Like, and literally, like the club is letting out. People are walking by, and it's not stopping. Like we just still going at it. I didn't even give a fuck and whatnot. It was just like, look, everybody was like looking, snapping pictures and shit. It was like,
okay. Is it an addictive joint, or is it just a joint you can walk away from?
Nah, it's a joint you can walk away from. See, the thing with like drugs that are like addictive, like okay, so cocaine, right? Coke, you do like the thing that besides like the psychological part of addiction, the thing that makes like things physically addictive is like opiates. So if you take perks, dope, whatever, any type of opiate, let's just say you take it for a week straight, you know what I mean? You go to stop, your body will literally break down. You know what I mean? Go through withdrawal. You know what I mean? You'll get the stomach cramps. You'll be starting sweating, but then you'll be cold. You get muscle cramps. Like your legs are just hurting for no reason. It's like somebody's like beat the shit out of you in your legs, and then you get the diarrhea, the headaches, and then this psychosis. Like your mind starts wigging out. Now with cocaine, you don't actually get a physical withdrawal from it, but the mental withdrawal from it is so intense that it makes you think it's like almost that you're going through it physically, and that just like shows you like how powerful the human brain is, because there's actually nothing going wrong with you physically, but your brain is wigging out so fucking bad that you actually believe to the point that your body does start going through shit. So you know what I mean? That's why people like struggle with it. But with like Molly, like no, you don't really go through it. You barely get a fucking hangover for real. Even after you do a lot of it. You know?
But no, that shit you said it right though. You definitely gotta. I remember Martin. He ain't had no water on Bad Boys and shit, and that was fucking him over. You gotta, like you said, you gotta have a.
You'll have a bad trip.
Yeah.
You'll have a bad trip. Like you're gonna sweat regardless. Like your body temperature is just gonna elevate. But yeah, if you're not hydrated, you're gonna have like a really bad trip. Like I've seen somebody had a bad trip and it was like scary. They started like convulsing and all types of other shit and whatnot.
Damn.
I mean, that didn't stop me from doing it, but still. That's the crazy part about addiction, bro. It's just like, you see people all the time. Like I've seen this being out in Kensington. Somebody will OD off of a certain stamp. Stamp is like, they put certain things on the bags. So it's like, let's say some joints have like their stamp. It'll be like the Mountain Dew symbol. So that brand of dope for the day is called Mountain Dew. And then another one that had Pepsi. Another one has Punisher. They had one with like Michael Jackson's feet on it. They call it Moonwalker. Yeah, a whole bunch of shit. So, but like literally, you'll see somebody OD off a certain stamp. Let's just say so-and-so OD'd off a Punisher. Is that, oh, damn, that means that shit's strong. So motherfuckers will start running to that block just to go get that stamp because they know somebody OD from it. Because it's like, now you know it's strong. You know what I mean? And you think it's like, all right, yeah, well, I ain't going to fall out because they probably just had a bad tolerance. But that's like the sickness of addiction. It's like, this dude almost died from this shit. So that makes it more attractive to me. But that's the insanity of it, man. But that shit is every day. I just, look, man, I thank God that I am not caught up in that shit today because it is way worse now.
That Fetty and shit like that.
Bro, it's not Fetty no more. It's not. It's this shit out called Trink. This shit literally has motherfuckers' limbs falling off.
Damn.
Like, literally, it's like you shoot up, like, enough times in this spot. Like, I've seen it. Like, dude had to get his whole fucking arm it's like, turns into, like, some flesh-eating type disease or whatever like that.
Fat open wound.
Yeah. Like, you'll see him walking around with the open wounds and shit like that. It's crazy.
When I used to drive, I used to have the junkies get on. When I used to drive down I used to do the Market Frankfurt line. The junkies get on. This one lady had a big open wound, bro. Whole side of her body open. You could smell it. It smelled terrible.
Can't deny passage either,
can't deny it,
That's
bro.
crazy. No, you know what's crazy? When we was on the corner and shit, like a month back at the school, Fiend boy, like they ain't had an open joint, but he had a compound fracture when the bone come out the body.
Yeah.
Ankle. The nigga sitting down on the corner. The nigga ankle literally got his ankle joint, like the bone is out and shit like that, like blood and all that shit. So they're like, try to stand up, help him up. But I'm like, you don't know what he got on. You help him up, the nigga might have a needle or something. Like like that. They tell you that. Even gloves can't save you from that shit. You know gloves. So I'm like, you got call the paramedics, yo. You got can't and it's crazy. He was so high though. The nigga ain't even know his ankle was fucking like.
That's crazy.
They actually like how it got like that. He think I think he had like his leg in the street and the car must have got past him and like crunched him like that, but.
Bro, you think about, like, The Wire and shit when they had to join Amsterdam.
Yeah.
It's like how Kensington is set up with, like, this open-air drug market and shit. It's like, bro, it's literally turned into hell on earth. So it's like, boom, all right, you got the Trank shit out now. Because, like, you literally, from what I'm hearing from, like, new people that are coming into the program and everything like that who's, like, been out there recently, you got to, like, it's scarce to find certain blocks where you could get, like, straight fentanyl. Let alone just straight dope. Like, you can hardly find, like, straight dope because, like, dope is actually brown. Like, the powder itself is brown.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You can't even find that shit no more. So with the Trank shit, it's like now with all the diseases and shit's going on, it's like Philly's got one of, like, the highest AIDS rates in the country right now. they got a form of fucking gonorrhea that is resistant to penicillin. Like real shit. Like I'm hearing about all this shit. I'm like, wow, this shit is fucking like insane.
It's bad out there.
It's real bad out there. Like, and I don't understand is like how you like. I didn't go back and forth to Kensington like some people that I know did. I went there one time. Mm-hmm. I mean, I was out there for a few months because I was caught up. Once I got out of it, it's like I am not going back to that shit.
They trying to gentrify that shit. Like, you ever see like close to the Aramingo, they got like nice apartments and shit like that. But it's like, yo, you go down the street, motherfuckers like you still think you're like a Thriller video when you look down the street. That shit, bro. That shit crazy.
Bro, I ain't gonna hold you. Sometimes when like I feel, because there'll be times where it's like, you know, I feel like on a nice summer day like this, I remember like back in the day before shit went bad, it'd be a nice day to just drive around in my car, eat a couple perks, and maybe like try and crack on some chicks or whatever like that. I would think it'll be a nice day for that. Every time I think it'll be like cool for me to like get high again just on some recreational shit, I go and drive through Kensington and I just look, it's like, you know what I mean? Because there's nothing attractive about that shit. And I know it's like, I can't do that shit recreationally. You know what I mean? And I know
you can't too far though.
That shit'll put me right back there.
You don't want to
man.
relapse or nothing like.
Yeah, bro. I don't want to go back to that, man. It's just like now. It's like I tell people this all the time. I got a key to my own crib, my mom's crib, my pop's crib, my brother's crib, and my grandmother's. I could just walk in anybody's house right now and it ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? Because my peoples, they trust me now. You know what I mean? They actually depend on me. You know what I mean? I'm not a burden on my family no more. You know, it's like right now, like literally right after I leave here, I'm going down the street to my grandma's house. I'm going to paint her living room. You know what I mean? You can depend on me for shit that she ain't got to pay for somebody for. You know what I mean? Now, if I was still getting high, it's like, yeah, I would paint her fucking living room, but I would try and get her to pay me as much as possible for it. It's like, well, I need money for this, that, and third. Say I need money for supplies, right? Go to Home Depot, steal the shit, pocket the money, and go get high with it. It's the type of shit that I would do. It's the type of motherfucker that I was. You know what I mean? Now, I know, like, the difference from right and wrong. I know what a man is and what a man's not. You know what I mean? I would never respect the motherfucker that would do some shit like that. You ripping off your fucking grandmother, but at the end of the day, that's who I was. That's what I was capable of. You know what I mean? And I don't ever want to be that again. I don't ever want to be in that position. I don't want to do that to my family or anybody. You know what I mean? I got too much respect for them and too much respect for myself to allow myself to, like, go down that rabbit hole again. Because it's just like, there's certain shit I don't have control over. I don't have control over when it comes down to, like, that drug shit. I don't. So it's just like, it's not for me. And it's like a lot of these young boys out here, they eat, like, one, it's way too expensive to be a fucking perk head. When I was doing it, like, perks were $1 a milligram. So you wanted a 30, it was $30. You might be able to get a deal, get one for $25. A 30 is $60 now. $60 for one motherfucking pill. Now, I know me, I had the type of tolerance where it's like, all right, let's look at, if it was $1 a milligram, I needed maybe 100 to 120 milligrams a day. That was like normal for me. That's $120 a day. Now that's like three something a day. I ain't got $300 a day. Like shit. Like no, fuck that. I can't do it. I can't do it.
They be getting it though. They be getting the money for it.
It's insane, man. I think about it. It's like there's been so many days where I woke up with 75 cents in my pocket, and by the end of the day, I got like $200 in drugs running through my system.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? The amount of hustle that a junkie has is fucking phenomenal. You know what I mean? If you apply that to your regular life and just not spend that money on fucking drugs, like, oh my God, we'd be so up right now. Only difference is like, you know, a lot of that shit, for me at least, was illegal. You know what I mean? Right. So it's like I live a legitimate life today. I'm a regular 9 to 5 nigga. Look, I work 2 jobs 7 days a week. I don't have days off. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I don't have that ability no more, man. But I still got that drive to like succeed and like make money and whatnot. Because I like nice things.
Yeah, I know wrong with that. Definitely.
Bro, I refuse to go fucking buy a bag of dope and a $300 Nike Tech and some fucking $400 Jordans on. And I'm not on some bougie shit, but like for real, I would never do that. That's retarded to come like so far, go through all that shit, and then just like crash land back where you were. Like fuck that, I ain't with it.
For sure.
Tell them where they could find you at. Nah, it's a good episode.
Oh man, I appreciate it. Yeah, man. Look, In Motion Barbershop, 2514 Dickinson Street. It's me, my old head Snooze. Man, it's been there. Barbershop's been on that corner alone for over 20 years now, man. 20 years. 20 years. You know, I mean, Snooze has been cutting hair for over 40 years. Taught me everything I know, man. Saved my life. So if I'm not in there, Snooze will definitely be in there, man. Come holler at us.
I be chopping it up when I'm in there. I don't never leave right out the barber.
He never leaves right out,
Never
man.
leave out, bro.
Never leave out. You're like, yes, every time you come in, you just sit down and you be chopping up with us. We be having some good conversations in there, man. Spud a good dude.
Got to, bro.
That's my man right there.
Appreciate you for coming through, bro.
Appreciate y'all for
The
having
cookout
me.
is the 4th of July this year, right?
We're doing the 4th of July.
Definitely come
Figuring
back
it
through.
out.
I'm gonna come through, man. But y'all gotta have more white girls there this year.
I guess if you we ask you these questions, bro. We don't know. I don't know how to. Maybe you bring 2 or something. And
I might have to do that. All right, I might do that. I'm gonna bring some this year.
What we doing, man? We out.
Out of here.
Yeah, we out.
I don't know no white women. That ain't right.